Short summary. Any volunteer? Already 9 minutes delay, so don't waste the time.
Yes, madam. I will do the summary.
Okay. Okay.
Last class we study about texture that include sand, sleet, clay particles, and sand is the fragment material. It include the mineral fragments. We observe the normal eye, and sleet particle is the the intermediate with clay and sand. Its surface area is high, and clay particles. It is secondary mineral is derived from the primary. Particle is less than 0.002 millimeter. There are two system, IAS system and USADS system. Next is study soil texture classes. Two method we doing. One is the pipette method. That is the most accurate method, and next is the hydrometer method. That is less accurate, but we do quickly to analyze. Next is the Stokes law. That means the diameter relations between the diameter and the particle settle down the velocity. So the equations we get T1 by T2 equal R2 squared by R1 squared. After there are some assumptions, we take the Stokes law. One is the temperature is constant, the viscosity assumption, the particles is smooth, and finally study the textural triangle. That means the slit, sand, clay particles, the percentage order, and we do some activities before the textural triangle. At the H2O2, remove the organic matter. After the HCl, remove the carbon, dissolve the carbonates. After the nitrogen, sodium hexaphosphate, the aggregate the metals. These are last class we studied.
Okay. Very good. Kaya Varna. Am I correct?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Good job. And Purni. Purni, okay. What is texture?
Texture is the how we feel soil.
Is it? 121. 2020 AG 121. Sadanika. So, about your opinion regarding texture.
It is the expression of relative amount of sand, silt, and clay in the soil.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
And I will put one question poll. Okay. I will give 5 minutes time. You have to answer, and later we can discuss. So you can start. Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead. Time up. Eight students have to answer. Quickly finish it. So what's the correct answer for the question 1? Bulk density of soils are always higher than particle density. Single choice question. True or false? 067. Muhammad. Harani.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the answer?
Answer is false.
And why?
Always particle density is higher than bulk density because we are considering the total volume for bulk density, but for particle density we are considering only the solid volume.
Arani.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
No. Oh, okay. Can you repeat your answer?
Yes. Particle density is always higher than the bulk density because for particle density we are considering only the solid volume. For bulk density we are considering the total volume.
Okay, good. So the bulk density definition, dry soil weight divided by total volume. Particle density, same portion is same. Dry soil weight divided by solid volume. Okay, here excluding pore space. So it will give higher readings than bulk density always. 15 students gave wrong answer. Okay. You can expect the same question in your quiz examination also. So try to remember this one. Bulk density of soil are always higher than particle density is wrong. And the second question, bulk density of a soil is influenced by multiple choice. You can select 2 or more answer. What are those? Kaya Varnan?
Mineral matter and organic matter.
And why water content will not come?
We include the mass of dry solid in bulk density. That's why we had the mineral matter and organic matter.
Okay, very good. And the third question, particle density of a soil influenced by porosity. Correct or wrong? Samina? Samina? Extract? Hemanivashini?
Yes, madam.
So what's your answer?
False, madam.
Why? Reason? Answer is correct, false. And the reason is needed.
Pore spacing include in the bulk density, particle density, volume not include pores, so porosity not influence the particle density.
Good. And the fourth question. Earthworms can increase the bulk density of soil. True or false? Vidusha, Punashree.
Yes, ma'am. False.
What's your answer?
False.
And why?
Earthworm increase uh, um,
Any other volunteer?
that
Pore space increase, so volume is increase. So particle bulk density decrease.
Okay, good. Earthworms will increase the pore space. So ultimately, the bottom part, the volume, total volume of the soil will increase. That will decrease the bulk density of the soil. Okay. The last question. Sandy soils have less porosity than clay soil. Correct or wrong? 105. Adula.
False. True.
Okay, true. Answer is correct. And the reason?
Because aggregates of soils in clay soils, they are aggregate must be arranged in mm,
Any other?
in clay soils, micropores are higher than sandy soils. So microporosity increases in clay soils.
In sandy soils, you can observe macropores. In clay soil, you can observe micropores. Both soil have pores, no?
Yes,
Sandy
ma'am.
soil have less porosity than clay soil. Why?
Because clay soils absorb the water and it will lock the water, but sandy soils allow the water to run off. Yeah,
Harani,
yes, ma'am.
what's your explanation? What do you mean by porosity?
Porosity is the portion of soil's spaces which is occupied by air and water. So in clay soil can hold more water, but in sandy soil, the sand allow water to drain off from that sand.
I couldn't hear your voice, sorry. Network upset, I think so. Kayavanna?
Yes, madam. The porosity is related to density. In clay, the porosity means the water or air into soil profile. So the clay particles total spore is high than sand particles. That's why the porosity is high in less in sand, high in clay.
Okay, next class, I want a clear explanation for the fifth question, okay?
Okay.
I'm not satisfied with the answers. Other 4 questions, okay. The fifth one, tomorrow I will ask the same question again. Yeah? Yes? Most suitable thing, both. I couldn't catch your point. Okay. Total volume of the soil, no? That water pores volume will not change. It's fixed one. The upper part is dry soil, no, excluding water. So that water content will not affect that much. Dry soil, dry, I can't explain in Tamil. Better put your number in chat box. I will explain later in Tamil. So today's topic is another soil physical property structure. Okay. You already have the handouts with you, no? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So have you heard this word fishbowl technique?
Yes, ma'am.
The word sounds like very fancy word, but very simple. Okay. I will choose or I will select 12 or 10 students from your batch. Okay. They will explain, not read. Okay. They will explain the slides one by one, and other students have to take the important points. This is not a school education, no. It's a university one. So we have to follow different techniques. Fishbowl, jigsaw method, pair share method, interactive lectures. Okay. No point in reading all sentence one by one. So 2020 AG039. You are responsible for the first slide. Okay. First you have to read, then you have to explain the content inside that slide to your batchmates. 2020 AG039, then followed by 2020 AG152, third slide 091, Fourth slide 076. Fifth slide 024. Sixth one 011. Seventh one 082. Eighth one 005. Ninth slide 098. 10th slide 121. 11th slide 132. And 12th one 002. Okay. 039, you can start.
Soil structure is the arrangement of individual soil particles into large clusters called as aggregates or beds. In this picture, we can observe the soil particle that is include the fertilizers, organic matter, and soil particle. That one kind of soil particle aggregate it like another particles aggregate together. Finally, the soil structure is performed. It results from the tendency of fine soil particles, clay, humus, to stick together. This result, the soil particles, it include in soil particles that include the clay or humus that is stick together in the soil structure. The structure is the arrangement of the primary soil particles. The structure is arrangement means that together to arrange themselves like this picture, soil structure picture, and which are separated from adjoining aggregates by the surface weakness. That is separating by, divided by the space between the soil particles.
Okay. So by seeing the picture, you can easily identify what is soil particle, what is aggregates, and what is structure. The combination of soil particle with other adjoining or binding materials like fertilizer or any other organic materials or any other chemicals means fertilizers is known as aggregates. The similar word is PET. Okay. The arrangements of aggregates or arrangements of PET is called as soil structure. Okay, you can alter or you can change the soil structure, but you can't change the soil texture. Okay, remember that one. Texture is a fixed soil physical property. You can't alter by any other physical or chemical method. But structure you can change with the management practices. Okay. So what is structure? Anyone?
Aggregate or arrangement of
Arrangements of aggregates. Simple definition. Then second slide. Who is responsible? 152.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, first read the slide, then explain.
Pets are natural aggregates, and these are secondary units primary particles held together by organic substance, iron oxides, carbonates, or silica. Pets depends on natural group of primary particles such as sand, silt, and clay that occur and persist within the soil. Pets are different from clouds by natural occurrence and persistence. Clouds are formed by disturbances, logic. pets aggregate by the primary particles and the secondary particles. Primary particles are sand, silt, and clay. Secondary particles, organic substance, iron oxides, carbonates, or silica. These are formed by the natural occurrence or persistence. Uh, uh, these clouds are formed by the clothing.
Okay, so what is the primary particle?
Sand, silt, clay.
Okay, soils are components of soils are the primary particles, and petso aggregates mean secondary particles. Okay, with the help of organic matters or iron oxide or fertilizers or any other binding agents, these primary particles will attach together and form secondary unit, which means aggregates or pets. Then the arrangements of these pets or aggregates we can call as structure. Okay, and pets and clouds are different terms. Okay, pets means naturally it will happen or it will occur. Clouds means artificial one with management practices. For an example, plowing. Okay, with plowing or any other mechanical disturbance, the clouds will form. Pets will form naturally. Okay, third slide. Small paragraph 091.
In pets occur in several forms or types in different sizes such as fine, medium or coarse, and in different degree of development such as weak, moderate and strong. In here, the pets occur in several forms of type. If some pots occur in fine type, some are medium type and some are coarse type, and they have a different degree in these pots, such as weak, moderate and strong.
Okay, here the concept is we can classify or we can give names for different structures based on types or size or else degree of development. Okay, we can give different names for structure or we can classify the structure into different groups based on the types or the size or else degree of development. So let's see one by one. 076. Nityananda. Zero 76. Are you there? I couldn't hear your voice. Hmm. First read the slides. Let me explain the important things. Any other volunteer?
Ma'am, can I do this?
What's your registration number?
I'm 003.
003. Okay.
Field description of structure. There are three main characteristics describing the structural units or pets. They are type, class, and grade. Type of structures according to their shape and arrangement of pets are platy, prismatic, columnar, angular blocky, subangular blocky, granular, and crump.
Okay. So, thing to explain here, you have to remember each word and definition. Okay. Then the prismatic and columnar comes under prime. Major group is prime. Subgroup prismatic and columnar. Plate is one of their group. And angular blocky and subangular blocky comes under block-like type. And granular and crumb comes under spheroidal. Okay. Platy, one major type. Prismatic and columnar comes under major type prime-like structure. Sorry, prism-like structure. And angular blocky, subangular blocky comes under block-like type. And last two, granular and crumb comes under spheroidal type. Okay. So the first classification is based on type of structure according to shape and arrangements of pets. The second classification based on class of structure according to size of pets. 0 to 4. Surely you will get this question, okay? You can for the final or mid examination. Classify the structure based on type or class or else grade and give one example for each. 0 to 4. Zero one four.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Class of structure according to the size of pets. Very fine, medium, coarse, very coarse. Grade of structure according to the degree of development or strength, weak, moderate, strong.
So you have to remember these things. You can classify or you can identify the structure based on type of structure, means according to shape and arrangement. Remember the subgroup names, and class of structure based on the size and remember the names, and grade of structure according to the degree of development or strength and remember the type. Type of structure. 011 Mayuri Disanayak.
Yes, ma'am. We can see types of structure. Four major types of structures are recognized: spheroidal, platy, block-like, and prism-like. Spheroidal, the primary soil particles are around in roughly spherical beds less than 1.25 centimeter.
No. Enough. Next person will explain those things. Okay. So spheroidal, platy, block-like, and prism-like. Okay. By seeing the pictures, you can get few ideas. First one, platy. Prabhaharan, 082.
Platy. Horizontal dimension is greater than vertical dimension. Most common either at soil surface or in A2 horizon. However, it occurs in any part of profile. This structure often formed from the parent material laid down by water or ice associated with lateral movement of water through the soil.
Okay, so here you have to remember the horizontal dimension is greater than vertical dimension. Just remember plate. Okay, plate means the horizontal dimension is greater than vertical dimension. First thing. And second thing, mostly you can observe this type of structure in top surface or else in A2 horizon, but you can observe in other horizons also. Okay, and how this plate-like structure form. Any other answer? Anyone? This plate-like structure formed from the parent material laid down by water or ice associated with lateral movement of water through soil. Okay, so remember this one. Okay, you can expect a question like compare and contrast platy structure and prism-like structure. Okay, compare and contrast platy and prism-like structure. Here the horizontal dimension is greater than vertical dimension. In prism-like structure, vertical dimension is higher than horizontal dimension. Okay, and you can observe platy-like structure more in subsoil surface and A2 horizon. Prism-like structure you can observe in subsoil horizon. Okay, likewise you have to answer. And there are two subgroups also under prism-like structure, prismatic and columnar. Prismatic, flat, prismatic and columnar both have more vertical dimension than horizontal dimension. The difference between prismatic and columnar is by seeing the picture, you can easily identify. You can easily understand. Prismatic, the flat angular top, and the columnar, round top. Okay. This is the only one difference between prismatic and columnar. Then who is responsible for this one? 005. Jolene.
Yes, ma'am. Then the type of structure is prism-like. These are beds with vertical dimension that is higher than the horizontal dimension. These commonly occur in subsoil horizon of clay soil in arid and semi-arid region. There are two subtypes. These are mentioned in the pictures. One is prismatic, flat angular tops.
Okay. So next one, block like 098.
Yes, ma'am. Here, block-like structure. These are approximately equal in their vertical and horizontal dimension. Earlier slides we studied the horizontal vertical and horizontal dimension vary in their size, but here the same equal in their vertical and horizontal dimension. Irregularly six-faced with their three-dimension or less equal, and is confined to the subsoil, particularly in the humid region.
Okay, so the platy-like structure, the horizontal dimension is higher than vertical one. Prism-like structure, vertical is higher than horizontal one, and block means like square. Okay, here all vertical and horizontal dimension are same. Okay, these things are needed. Again, you can classify the block-like structure into two: angular blocky and subangular blocky. Based on the shape, you can understand. 1 to 1.
Yes, madam. We can observe the two types block-like structure. One is the angular blockly. Next one is the subangular blockly. Angular blockly fairly flat surface and forms shape corners where they intersect. It can be found in B horizon. We can observe this picture. Surface are flat and corners are shaped corners. Angular blockly structure soils, we can observe the B horizon soil surface. Next one is the subangular blockly. Corners are rounded in shape, commonly found in either A or B horizon. You can see this picture. Corners corners are rounded shape. It can found in either A or B horizon surface.
Okay. 032.
Fourth one is the split oil. The primary soil particles are grouped into roughly spherical beds less than 1.25 centimeters. These rounded complex are usually held loosely and are ready taken apart. These are the we can divide it into two types. First one is the granular and second one is the clump. Granular is the most dense, less porous and very loose. Next one is the clump. Clump is the less dense, more porous and loose.
Last one, 002. Purni.
Yes, ma'am. The granular and crumb structures are the characteristics of many surface soils, especially soil high in organic matter. They are only type of aggregate that are commonly influenced by practical methods of soil management. In granular structure, there is space between granules because the granules do not fit tightly together. The most desirable structure for growing plants. Water can be held within the granules and air circulate between the granules. Usually occurs in A1 horizon because the beds in low horizon are usually squeezed by weight over them.
So remember this one, the most desirable structure for agriculture, granular structure. Okay, and why?
Because it is high in organic matters.
Any other answer?
Aggregates.
Water can be held within the granules.
Air can circulate between those granules.
Okay. Okay, fine. Remember this one also. Okay, you can expect this question in quiz exam. And who is going to summarize first 12 slides? Simple summarization. Just what is structure, what is aggregate, and what is pets, and how you can identify or classify the structure and the names. Kaya Vernon, can you?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm.
Structure is the arrangement of the individual soil. That means we consider as one soil particles that include fertilizers and organic matter soil particle that aggregate finally so soil structure is formed. Structure is the arrangement of the primary soil particles. After the pits is the natural aggregates. That primary particles that include the organic substance, iron oxides and carbonates. Pits is depend natural primary particles as sand, slate, clay. Next pets in different types, fine, medium, or coarse, that the degree of development uh, uh, structure it include. That structural units pets are in three types: one type, class, and grade. Type of structure, play, prismatic, columnar, granular, crumb, uh, and class of structure: fine, very fine, medium, coarse, very coarse. Grade of structure: moderate, strong, weak. uh, there are four major structure of we recognized: uh, platy, block like, prism like. That, that's of me.
Okay, thank you. Very good. And I got a question from 030. Madam, can you explain the effect of mineral matter to bulk density? I couldn't get that point. So who is going to explain this reason? Can you explain the effect of mineral matters to the bulk density? How the mineral matters affect the bulk density? Any volunteer? Arani? Arani? Any other volunteers? How the mineral content or mineral matters affect the bulk density.
Bulk density equal mass of solids over volume, total volume. Volume include volume of solid, volume of water, volume of air. Volume of solid includes mineral content and organic content.
Okay. And Sudhar. Sudhar, are you there? One 108. And thank you. You can leave now. And today I choose the fishes now. Tomorrow you can voluntarily act as fish. Okay. I will not select. At the beginning of the class, I will ask who is going to act as a fish, and you can voluntarily tell your name or registration number. Thank you. You can leave now.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.